Time for Macintosh ice cream! Alright, and homemade hot fudge. It's the secret Macintosh recipe. Hello everyone! Hi, welcome to Cooking Day. We are making homemade ice cream and hot fudge. If that doesn't say summer, I don't know what does. Alright, well we first have to thank that Fudge Communications. They are so awesome. I hope that I'm able to give them some Macintosh ice cream and hot fudge. That will be a treat. All right, let's get started. First, we need to get the hot fudge going so that when we finish the ice cream, this part's done and we can put it all together. All right, first let's check our ingredients. Let's see, we have cocoa, and sugar, got it, corn syrup, evaporated milk, butter, and vanilla. We're set to go. Let's see, it says put the cocoa and the sugar in a pan and mix that up. All right, how much cocoa? A half a cup. Right here. There we go. All right. And then we need 3/4 cup sugar. Don't forget, before you start cooking, you always wash your hands, which is what I've already done. So now I've mixed the cocoa and the sugar together so you can't separate them. Now, 1/3 cup corn syrup. And corn syrup is kind of a semi-liquid. It's a little bit liquid, a little bit solid. And I've already turned my little heater on. And you have to be careful with chocolate. Chocolate burns very quickly, so you don't want to turn it up too much. Right, after the corn syrup, it says to add your evaporated milk. But this, I'm going to use my liquid measuring cup. And it says 2/3 of a cup. Almost there. There we go. So we're going to put that in here. And it says you don't add the butter and the oil till later. I mean the butter and the vanilla. No oil. So now I got to get this all mixed together. See how the cocoa isn't mixed yet? You want this to be really smooth, because then it turns out nice and creamy, along with your creamy ice cream. So while I'm getting this stirred, I want to tell you a little bit about the ice cream. When you make homemade ice cream, I made something yesterday, because you have to make something called custard. And the custard takes like 45 minutes to cook. And so you take whole milk and some sugar and a little bit of flour and a little bit of salt and then some eggs. And you have to be very careful. Why it takes so long to cook is because you don't want it to boil, because then your eggs curdle. And that is not what you want. So you want it to be really smooth and creamy. And it's very runny, but I'll show you how thick it got in just a minute. I just want to stir this a little bit more. Now while we're making the ice cream, we have to keep coming over here periodically and stirring the chocolate. Now it's looking pretty nice. See how you can see it's much smoother now? And as it cooks, it'll get smoother. And then once we add the butter, nice and smooth. All right, so we'll come back to add the butter and the vanilla. All right, now we're gonna move over to the ice cream. So here's my recipe. So I already made the custard, which is in this pan. I have to, and you put some wax paper on it so it doesn't get a film on it. And it takes the little bit of film from cooking, it takes it off when you take off the wax paper. So now look at, you can see how thick milk has become with just a little bit of flour and sugar and eggs and cooking. So that is gonna go down in here, and this is called the can. I wonder why they called it that. So first I'm gonna put the custard down in there. You have to pour it all in. Oh yeah, it's nice and smooth, good custard. And it takes a while to cool this custard because you have to get it completely cool. Try not to leave any of the good stuff in the pan. Right, I'm just going to set this down here on the ground. And then it says to add 4 cups of half and half. And this is 32 ounces. And I know that 32 ounces equals 4 cups. Because each cup is 8 ounces. So now I'm going to add this all in there. And then you have to add a lot of vanilla. 3 whole tablespoons or 9 teaspoons. One, 2, 3. Now I'm going to move this stuff back over here by the cocoa so we don't forget to add it to the hot fudge. And I'm going to give this a little stir. I'm back and forth tonight, aren't I? All right. Do you know what this part's called? It's called the dasher. Not like the reindeer. And I'm going to spin it a little bit and kind of go up and down with it, just kind of to get that custard a little bit mixed before we start. Right, now I got to put it down in here. This is called the freezer. Beneath the lid, and see how this is like a gear around here? That's going to help us turn the dasher when we put the handle on, because the gear from the handle helps that turn. Nice and snug, yep. And this is always the trickiest part. All right, tighten it down. Let's see, yep, it goes around. All right, now the next step is adding lots of ice and salt. And you know, making ice cream is kind of like a science experiment, because you add the salt to lower the temperature so it gets colder in there than it normally would get. Oh, okay. And then you gotta add a layer of ice cream salt. Some more ice. Getting close. There we go. And then I'm going to pour a little water in there because that kind of helps it get started. All right, now's the hard part. Now I gotta mix and mix and mix. At first it's easy, then later, not so much. We're still mixing. We'll probably have to do this about 15 minutes. And every once in a while we have to start turning the ice, and adding more ice, and then add more salt. You keep layering ice, salt, till your ice cream is nice and thick. And then you leave it packed in the ice and salt. Oh, it's getting very hot. I'm getting my upper body workout. I think the ice cream is done. Yep, definitely done. I can't do it anymore. I'm gonna take it apart. There it is. Can you see it? All right, so now what I have to do is take out the dasher, but I want the can to stay in there so it continues to freeze. All right, can you see how thick that got? Oh yeah, it's getting hard. I gotta get that dasher out of there. But I don't want that. I don't want to lose the ice cream. See how thick and hard that's getting already? It's got a lot of air in it too because it's like it grew in this pot, in this can. It sure wasn't that high when we started. It was about 2/3 full. Our chocolate's ready to be finished. I have to add not all of this, 2/3 of a cup, and I measured that by the sides here. They give you measurements. And then I have to add a whole tablespoon of vanilla, I believe. Ooh, good thing I checked. It's only a teaspoon. Or a teaspoon and a half. You have to just stir this till the butter's melted. Then we're dishing the ice cream and having a sundae. All right, got to turn this off. Put the cover on the vanilla, and now it's time. Scoop of ice cream. Some chocolate. A spoon, and the taste test. Now that's ice cream, and that's chocolate too, I'll tell you that much right now. So, tune in tomorrow when we make a fish tank. All right, see you tomorrow at 3.